Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we'll be doing a gentle yoga routine to help those of us either wind down or just to relax at the end of our day. To begin, we'll start off in a seated position with our legs closed. And you might maybe want to use a block or a pillow or something just to give you some elevation, as we're going to place this just below our spine, giving ourselves a little bit of extra lift and support on our backs, making sure we've got a nice straight line going from the base of our spine all the way to the crown of our head. From here, we're just going to close our eyes and with our hands either on our knees or in our laps, in whatever feels most comfortable. We're just going to take a few deep breaths as we settle in, clearing our minds. We just relax and focus on ourselves here on the mat. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose, feeling the air fill out our lungs before letting it all just sigh out through our mouth. Then placing our hands on our knees while still keeping our eyes closed, we're going to go through a variation of cat-cow in a seated position. Taking a nice deep breath in, we're going to lift our chins up, looking up to the sky. And as we do, we're going to pull our shoulders back, opening our chest. And as we exhale, we're going to bring our chin to our chest, bringing our shoulders in as we round our back out. Once more, breathing in to open your chest. Before breathing it all out, rounding our backs out. Going through 3 more times at your own pace. Keeping everything nice and calm and easy. On your last exhale, you come back to a neutral position. And we're going to go through another variation using eagle arms. So having your left arm out, you're going to have your right arm round out underneath it and either have the back of your hands touch together, or if you can, bring your palms together. We're going to take a deep breath in. As we do, we're going to lift our arms up. And as we exhale, bring our elbows down to our stomach. Breathing in to lift. And exhale to bring down. Once more, 3 more at your own pace. And your last one. And release your hands as you move on to the other side. So now right arm up, left arm rounding around it, and either back of our hands together or bring fingers to palm. Taking a nice deep breath in and breathing out. Remember to focus on your breath, matching your movement with the breath. And finally, once more release. Moving on to a spinal twist, we're going to twist our bodies over to the right, placing our right hand just behind our backs with our left hand on our right knee. And we're just going to pull our right shoulder back as far as it can go. And if your neck feels fine for it, you can maybe even look over your right shoulder, feeling a nice twist in your spine and your back. You just settle here and hold this pose for 3 full breaths. Releasing everything as we move on to the other side. Right hand onto left knee, and then left hand behind us. You just get a nice spinal twist going. And if you can, looking over your left shoulder behind you. Coming back to center. You can now remove the block or the pillow, whichever you're using. But if you do have a block, you might want to keep it close at hand because we will be using it later on. Next up, we're going to go into a butterfly. So placing the bottoms of your feet together, you can bring your feet as close to your body as you can. And then from here, we're just going to go into some butterfly rolls. So taking a deep breath in, getting a nice straight spine. We're just going to keep our legs stable as we just roll our whole upper bodies, going in one direction, making some nice big circles, really trying to exaggerate the movement as much as you can. Before changing over into the other direction. Finally, on your last round, just sink your whole chest forward as we come into a nice butterfly forward fold. Having your hands out in front of you, or you can use them as support for your forehead. I'm just going to lay here for a few breaths, just relaxing into the pose. And gently pushing yourselves back up. You can come sit at the back of your mat with your feet out straight in front of you. And we're going to go into a forward fold, taking a nice deep breath in with your toes flexed pointing up or your toes pointing towards you. You can take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bending your whole upper body forward, bringing your chest towards your knees. And when you've gone as far as you can, just relaxing down, letting your head hang nice and loose. Gently sitting up straight, straightening your back up one vertebra at a time, having your head come up last. And now bring your knees up. I'm going to go through a bit of a windscreen wipers. So with your feet as wide as the mat, you can let your knees knock over, moving to the left, bringing your right knee towards your right foot, or lifting up and moving on over to the other side. We're gonna go through some rounds like this, going back and forth, keeping everything nice and easy. Then on your last round, and stretching your legs as we can move on to lying on our backs. Next up, we're gonna use a block, as I said earlier. We're gonna go through a passive bridge pose. So bending your legs, slowly lift your hips up, and then your lower back, and then your spines, and then finally you're gonna take your block. You can either use the I don't know which this end or the lowest setting, and we're just gonna lay it just below our lower backs at the base of our spine, resting it down as we just relax onto the block, hands by our sides, and just letting gravity push us, feeling a nice stretch in our spines, in our backs. We just relax and focus on our breath. And we can just lift our spines up a little bit just to remove our block. And then we can bring our whole backs down, back onto the ground. Bringing your knees up, you can grab both knees with your hands and just hugging your knees into your chest. Maybe just swaying your body from side to side. Feeling a nice little release in your lower back. Giving yourself a nice little spinal massage as we go along. And releasing your legs, you can have your hands come out in a T shape on the sides. And we're just going to let our knees fall over to the left, keeping our shoulders grounded. Just give ourselves a nice little spinal belly twist. Bring our legs back up to center, or letting it swing over to the right. Just feeling everything nice and relaxed, not forcing any poses or stretches, just enjoying the pose. We focus back on our breath. Bring our legs back to center and lay our feet down and have the bottoms of our feet touch once more. If we just let our knees out, open out to the sides, and just calmly relax. Focusing on keeping a nice, clear mind, eyes closed. Feel the breath flowing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And for the remainder of the practice, you can either keep your legs as is, or you can straighten them out and your hands by your sides as we lay in our Shavasana. Your eyes still closed. Bring our focus back to our breath. Feeling our chest rise and fall with every inhale and exhale. Maybe bring some movement back into our bodies, feeling our fingers and our toes. Lifting our hands up above our heads. Give ourselves a nice full body stretch, like as if we're waking up in the morning. And still keeping your eyes closed, you can either stay lying on your back, or you can come meet me in a seated position, either on your shins or with your legs crossed. As we just take a minute and reflect on our practice, maybe taking notice of how we feel now to how we felt before, whether that be mentally, physically, or emotionally. And however you're feeling now, you can give yourself a little mental tap on the back for making time and looking after yourself. And finally, at the end of our practice, bring our hands together at heart center, taking a nice deep breath in, and then bowing as we close our practice.